Well, hey y'all, I'm coming at you today with a simple episode about 3 things that I want you to get right with your SEO from the beginning. I've talked a lot about how wonderful the online world is because nothing is written in stone and you can go back and change things. But there are some things that are harder to go back and change than other things. And so here are 3 simple things that I want you to get right from the beginning, or pause and go get right now after you're done with this episode, because these things are very foundational to success in the SEO world. And they're things that I have either learned the hard way myself or had clients learn the hard way, or things that I'm just keeping a pulse on and I see making a big difference in search results. All right, so bust out the pen and paper, notes app, or how in the heck ever you take notes, and be prepared to write down some notes and then go take action. All right, y'all, we're going to jump on in. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing. Do you want to grow your business with sustainable traffic sources? Have you heard about the power of search engine optimization and you want to take advantage of it to get more traffic, more eyeballs on your business? But when it comes down to it, does SEO feel complicated and hard to implement? Are you tired of wondering what in the heck to do with your website to get more traffic and more leads knocking on your door? What if I could tell you that there was a simple, proven system for using SEO, blogging, and copywriting to get leads from your website, and not just any leads, high converting leads? Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, wife, mama, copywriter, SEO strategist, and barrel racer. And for the last 8 years, I've been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in the world of online marketing to get organic traffic. And now I'm here to share all the things I'm learning in the trenches of SEO, copywriting, and content marketing. How does 300%, 500%, or even 12,000% more traffic in a year sound? What could your business do with that kind of traffic increase? How many more people could you help? So listen in and prepare to take notes. I'm about to drop simple, actionable SEO marketing and copywriting tips, all with a heavy dose of Jesus-loving encouragement. Let's get you more traffic and more leads so you can help more people with your God-given gifts. So if y'all have not been listening to this podcast forever, or you've just never heard me tell this story, but I got into SEO honestly by accident. I've always been a writer and a communicator by nature, bless me. And I had a client whose website I thought sounded like crap because I didn't do their website copy. I was writing content for them. I thought their website sounded like crap as far as their, normal on-page copy. And it was, in my opinion, like just so much not nearly as pretty as mine that I had worked really hard to revamp. But they were getting so much more traffic than I was getting. And so finally I was like, what in the heck? Like, why are they getting so much more traffic than me? And so I dug into SEO and what it really takes to get traffic, because I came from the mentality of, build it and they will come, write wonderful blogs and great content and people will find it. And truth be told, that's just not how the interwebs work now. Might have worked like that 20 years ago. I don't know. I wasn't doing it 20 years ago. But the fact of the matter is if you're not building everything in your online marketing in a search-friendly manner, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because your hard work is oftentimes for naught if you don't set things up for SEO success. So today, I'm going to walk you through 3 SEO basics that I want you to get right from the beginning. And if you're like, Faith, I've already been blogging, or I've had a website for 5 years, or business for 5 years, like I'm not at the beginning. That's okay, right? Like me too. But these are things that you can fix right away, hopefully, and start to see some incremental gains in your traffic. Or if you're just starting out, these are things that I want you to get right from right now. Okay. So number 1 is I want you to map out your site structure. Now, when I say site structure, I mean the pages on your website. So think about your homepage, your about page, your contact page, your services page. Maybe you have individual, content pillar pages. Maybe you have different FAQ pages, different pages for different products. And that's fine. I'm not saying that that's good, bad, or otherwise. But when you start out without a plan, things can get very complicated very quickly. And the way that Google bots work, little robots work, is they want to be able to crawl from one page to another page on your website and be able to find all of the pages linked in a way that makes sense. Now, when you're digging into setting up your website or fixing your website, you're probably going to dig into your sitemap. And depending on which website platform you use, like Squarespace or Showit or WordPress or Wix or whatever, will kind of determine how your sitemap gets sent to Google, because different website platforms do that differently. Some do it automatically, but the map that Google sees in your quote sitemap is supposed to make sense. It's supposed to be a very logical flow, a very logical progression of pages. And if you don't start out with a plan when you're putting together your website, building your business, this sitemap can get really confusing and really complicated, and ultimately not make very much sense to the robots from Google, okay? Now, this is not something that you have to get really fancy when you map it out. Like, I literally will take a whiteboard or a piece of paper, and what I want it to look like is I want it to be a very logical flow. I want my homepage to obviously, be the hub of everything. And then if I've got a services pages, for example, where I outline just a snippet of each of my client services, I then want the individual services, right, to link back to that page, and the main service page to link to the individual service page. Like, it needs to all make sense in how it flows. And truly, the best way to do this that I found is to write it out with pen and paper, because it just makes sense to me, and I'm a super visual person. Okay. I'm sure there's a more, techie way to do it, but God bless me, I like paper and pen, and you should see the pictures that I send to clients, because I'm like, this is how it looks in my head, and I drew it with stick figures here. But the point is, you need to have a plan. Nobody ever actually has to see that plan when you map out your site structure and you draw it all out like a mind map. Nobody but you and Jesus ever has to see that plan, but you need to have a plan in how your site is going to be structured and how pages link to each other. And it may seem like a lot more work up front. I get it. But ultimately, this is going to make building your website, building your SEO street cred way easier in the long run. And it's going to do a couple other things. It's going to eliminate duplicate pages, because if you're anything like me, you sleep and sometimes you forget where you left off, right? Or you don't get to the next part of a project and, until 6 months later, and you're like, oh, did I make that page? I don't know. So this mapping out your site structure is going to help eliminate duplicate pages, which you do not want for SEO purposes, because Google sees 2 pages with the same text and they're like, that's dumb. I don't want to pop that into search results. So it's going to eliminate duplicate pages. And this is also going to eliminate orphan pages, because you're going to be able to visually see, oh, this page should connect to this page. This page should connect to this page. This page should connect to this page. And that helps your website to work like one big, beautiful wagon wheel or spider web where everything is connected, okay? And the number 2 thing that I want you to get right from the beginning is this. Do your keyword research. Please, for the love of all things holy, do your keyword research. Now, I say this with all transparency, but even as somebody, I get paid to do keyword research with 1-hour clients and keyword research for copywriting clients and content clients. Like, I get paid to do keyword research. I'm pretty good at it, okay? But literally every time I sit down to do keyword research, I'm surprised at what's actually searched compared to what I think is searched. So why is this important to do keyword research at the beginning of your business or website, or even like from today on? Why is this important? Because sometimes me raising my hand here, we like to create or build a website or build a business or build, a campaign based on what we think people want, which is sometimes valid, right? Because a lot of times us 5 years ago we're our best clients, right? Or sometimes we are so great at helping somebody with where we were. We know what they were going through. We know all of these things. Like, we've created the product that we wish existed, all of those things. But if you are not creating your business, your website, and your content from what is searched, based on what is searched, then you're just maybe floating around in the abyss someplace. You're not going to get the traffic that you really, really want. And this keyword research can and should impact things like your business name, your website, your URL, okay? Your branding, right? And you don't have to base your whole life off of keyword research, okay? Y'all have heard me talk about how I often don't do keyword research for a blog until I'm in the final draft stages. Bless me, because I like to be creative, right? But if you are skipping the whole keyword research part of things and just going ahead because you want to write about, you want to build a website about, you want to create a business about what you think, then you are shooting yourself in the foot, because you're guessing. You have no idea what's actually searched. You have no idea what people are actually typing into Google until you do the keyword research. If I had one thing, then I would, please do the keyword research before you start a business. Please, please, please don't skip this, because you're going to be putting in so much time and so much effort, more than you can even imagine right now. And if you're building off of something that you don't know for 100% certain is searched, you're wasting so much time. Now, this does not mean that you can necessarily go for those giant keywords, right, that you're going to find when you do the research. And by giant, I mean searched a bunch of times and highly competitive. But at least if you do the keyword research from the get-go, or from right now, if you do the keyword research at the beginning, then at least you know you're headed towards searched, profitable territory, instead of just heading towards no man's land and floating out in the abyss of something that nobody's ever searching, okay? Now, sometimes if you are already, years deep in a business, you've got a URL that's established, all of these things, and you're like, oh snap, I've never actually done keyword research. Sometimes you can't go back and change everything, right? Like, what's done is done. You have to get creative with keywords, which is fun. Like, it just adds an element of difficulty. But please, please, please get the keyword research done as soon as you possibly can. Y'all know that Ubersuggest is my favorite tool for that. You can buy a lifetime license. You can even get like a month trial for free, okay? It's the easiest to use, most user-friendly, and provides really great data. If you're somebody that's like, okay, I need expert advice on this ASAP, then book a coaching call. You and I will sit down in 1 hour and we will figure out the best keywords for you and your business. And you'll get the page titles for your main pages and blogs to get you going, so that you can start creating keyword-rich content for this website that you need traffic to, okay? So please, please, please do your keyword research. Either do it yourself or book a coaching call, an SEO coaching call with me, and we will do it together and get your keyword research, your keywords and SEO plan nailed down so you can start making gains in the right direction. Okay, and the number 3 thing is I want you to have a plan to create consistent content. And I know that so many people and so many of my business owner friends, they bust their little tookuses to create a great website. Even some of my own clients, like, we've gotten their website copy and their SEO strategy done. And it is always so, so awesome to get that done and get your, foundation set up. But it just breaks my little heart when I look up in 3 months and these clients haven't created any blogs. And then another 6 months goes by and they still haven't created any blogs, because one, I love my clients. I want them to succeed and I want them to get a boatload of traffic. But the fact of the matter is if you're not creating consistent content in today's world, in today's online marketing world, if you're not creating consistent content, you're not going to get consistent traffic. And I understand that blogging takes time. Any content takes time, right? So you might as well be putting your efforts towards something that's going to live on evergreen. All right. Now, if you're somebody that you're like, Faith, I have exactly 0 extra hours to work on my business, well, then maybe we need to have a call, a discovery call, and maybe that's something that my team and I can take off of your hands, okay? Because if you're knee deep in serving your people and your clients and, boots on the ground, then yeah, you probably don't have time to write for yourself. But that's something that my team and I love to do and excel at doing for other businesses. But if you're not creating this content consistently, then you're not going to see the SEO gains that you need and want. And so what I want you to do is I want you to have a plan. Even if it is, okay, I'm going to write these 4 blogs, 1 a week, or these 4 blogs, 1 a month, you need a plan. You need a plan to create consistent content for your business, consistent blog content. Please hear me. I'm not saying consistent Instagram content. I give 0 poops about Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, okay? You need to be creating consistent blog content to keep sending people to your website. Because if you're not answering people's questions, their search queries on your website via your blog content, you're not going to get the traffic and ultimately the leads that you and your business need and deserve. And if you can't do that, then you need to make a plan to do that. And I understand that there are so many contractors out there. There's people that you can hire on Fiverr and Upwork and overseas. And if that's what you got to do, do it. But I will say that I've seen a significant difference in clients' websites who they work with somebody as a long-term partner in creating their content and creating SEO-friendly content versus people who hire kind of one-off contractors or people who maybe don't fully understand the language that well and who aren't able to craft content in a way that actually speaks to humans, right? And speaks to your ideal client. But ultimately, you can't expect to get found for the content that you aren't creating. So I'm going to run through those 3 things again that I really, 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 really want you to do so that you can get found from the get-go. 3 things to get right from the beginning with your SEO strategy. Number 1, map out your site structure. On a piece of paper, whiteboard, something, map it out so that you know where you're going and how you're going to grow, okay? Number 2, do your keyword research. Either do it yourself or hire a keyword research SEO expert to do it with you and for you. We are taking clients, we're taking one-on-one coaching calls for that. So just get that bought if that's something that you haven't done yet, okay? It is so worth the investment. And number 3, have a plan to create consistent content. Even if it is 1 blog a month, okay? Even 12 blogs a year is better than 0 blogs a year because you're overwhelmed, okay? So those 3 things I need you to get right from the beginning so that you can build smarter, work smarter, not harder, and save yourself so much work on the back end. All right, y'all. Looking forward to chatting with you next week. Have a great rest of your day. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts. That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.